Okay, I hope this is a lot better than what was coming over because I don't know. All I keep hearing is someone's telling me my mic is muted, which it doesn't say that it is. So it's working now because I have the signal that says it's working now. So there we are. All right, now let's get back to what I was talking about before, and that is real simple. And that simple fact of the matter is that the Maulers are not the team that needs to be where it needs to be. All right, so therefore, what's going on right now is that New Jersey is 6-1, Philly's 3-3, Michigan's 1-5. You know, Jeff Fisher hasn't been a very very good coach here. And you know what's interesting? My friend Luther Dupree, who is a host or co-host with Claudia Rosano and Smoking Jim Frazier on a show called The Boxing Authorities on PCTV Channel 21, Comcast 47, Verizon on the Fight Network. Also, he had said that Jeff Fisher was a horrible coach, which of course, you know, he did okay with the Titans, and then he was with the Rams. And as soon as the Rams moved, for some strange reason, he didn't do very well. He got fired, and then that's when they hired Todd McShay. So, you know, he thinks that perhaps Jeff Fisher has seen his day, and that could be. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you know, his teams looked awful this year, and you know, so the Maulers almost beat them. They didn't lose by much against them. It was a defensive showdown. You know, so, but I think the Maulers in this game, you know, anybody can be beaten. Birmingham can be beaten. Anybody can be beaten in this game. The Maulers need to start having complete games. They need to quit making stupid mistakes. They need to stop making bad penalties. I mean, I'm talking dumb stuff. And then Kirby Wilson blows a gasket on the sideline. And you know what's interesting? I said this at the beginning of the year, and I'm going to say it again now because it is happening. I think this team is quitting on him. They're just going through the ropes, the motions. If they win, they win. If they lose, they lose. And I believe that's what they're doing because Kirby Wilson is a horrible coach right now. And after the De'Veon Smith situation with that piece of pizza, which of course he made an embarrassment out of the Maulers, and he made an idiot of himself. So you know, for Kirby Wilson to do that, that has made the Maulers the laughing stock of the USFL right now. They are one of the worst teams in the USFL, probably behind the Michigan Panthers, who are not doing very well either with Jeff Fisher. I actually thought Jeff Fisher was a better coach. I thought he could do a better job. And it turns out that's not going on for him right now. It turns out it's very horrible, and he needs to really step up and do some stuff here. I want to thank Greg for letting me know that my headset was all messed up, and I put this one on now, and it seems to be working here. I'm looking at my screen, and my sound system is in the green, so that means it's working. So I appreciate your help, Greg. Thank you. Anyone else wants to comment on anything here? Comment section wide open. All shows are live on Facebook and YouTube. Also, you could check them out on my YouTube channel as well, Ralph Williams. Also, you could check my other shows out as well. They're also on Monday nights now, is the way I see it. 7 p.m. live here on YouTube and Facebook. Also, don't forget about Tuesday Night Sports Corner with me, Ralph Williams. Working on getting a guest on once again. If not, I'll be by myself, which is fine. It starts at 8 p.m. every Tuesday night. And then on Wednesday at 4:30 p.m., we have the Mauler Talk with me, Ralph Williams. And then at 10:15, 10:30, the Sports Web Show live on YouTube with Peter Blake, myself, Mark Mancini, and Peter Blake. We talk Turnbuckle Talk. We talk professional wrestling. So if you want to tune into that as well, you can also call in. He has a live call-in number. Stay tuned to my Facebook page. I'll be letting you know about that as well. But anyway, other than that, let's talk about some of the rushing yards. Marjorie London, 252 yards so far this year. Receiving yards, Trey Walker, 318. Trey Walker's been a decent wide receiver this year. He's caught some passes. Also, kick return yards, 344. Vad Lee has 368 yards, I mentioned earlier, in passing yards. He has 3 rushing touchdowns So that's some of your statistics for you as it comes to as far as the Maulers go. All right. The new quarterback, and I want to talk about this guy, Roland Rivers. Now, Roland Rivers went to Slippery Rock University, which is north of Pittsburgh in Butler County. And it's great that he has tried to make some NFL teams. I know he was on the Steelers practice squad for a brief time. And I know that he is going to be really a good addition to the Maulers. They got rid of both Kyle Lauletta and Josh Love. That's another story about Kirby Wilson. He's given up on people too fast. I know he wants to win, but he could have won if he didn't do the pizza thing with the Vion Smith, and the way he acts with his players, and the way he's conducting himself right now. I think the players are quitting on him, and that's a simple fact. And I don't know how much more I can say that, but that's exactly how I feel about it. I feel that they've quit on him. I feel that they have basically said, "Look, I'm not going to do this again." And, Kyle Lauletta was their number one pick. He didn't even start the season. Josh Love did. And then I watched Josh Love, and here's an interesting thing. I watched him with a 4th and 3 when he had an opportunity to run it in for a touchdown or get a first down. He goes and throws some stupid lollipop pass, and the guy caught it and got stuffed, on the left-hand side trying to run a screen. He hit it wide open. He could have ran. He could have threw. He could have done anything. But instead, he chose to do that pass. Why? Because Kirby Wilson told him to. Okay? This is exactly where I'm coming from here. All right? Kirby Wilson, he's trying to do this power running game. He tried at the beginning of the first couple of games to run the football only. He didn't even pass hardly at all in the first game. That's why they got stuffed. And I think it's terrible that you're trying to shove a square peg into a round hole. You don't have the talent. You don't have the line. You don't have none of that. And then you go on ahead and you try to do this kind of thing, and then you end up getting it stuffed in your face. And that's exactly where it's coming from right now with Kirby Wilson and the Maulers. All right? Defensively, Carlos Camp is doing well. Several others have done pretty decent on the line for the Maulers. Mauler's defenses try to keep them in games, but it's hard to do when you're out in the summer heat, in the hot heat, and you're out there every play because your offense can't score, okay? Even with Vad Lee right now, they're having issues. And it seems like whenever they have someone that comes off the bench, it seems like that one game he does well, and the rest of it, forget about it, okay? So, and then when they start the next game, they're terrible. And, I've seen that in the NFL, but it goes on now. All right, getting ready to wrap things up here real soon. But once again, I want to remind everybody that not only I want to remind everybody of my show schedule for this week. The new Monday night is going to be the way I see it. We start at 7 p.m. This week we're 90 minutes because I was off for the last few weeks because of my wedding. Which I had on May 21st. Last Friday, this past Friday, yesterday, I was out doing a couple of things, and I was talking to my wife, and I says, why don't I move the way I see it to Monday night? Because Friday nights, no one listens or watches. They end up watching later on, or they don't watch live. I don't get any comments. And I even have a live call-in number now, 412-990-8448. For the way I see it, Sports Corner with me, Ralph Williams. That's Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And the TV version, as you know, every first Thursday of the month, we are on PCTV. Now, this Thursday, June 2nd, we have a very special program for you. And that program is I am going to have all my media friends on. Al Levine, the talking machine from Pittsburgh Sports Line, Bethel Park. He's on every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. I watch his show before I start with mine at 8 o'clock. All right, so basically that's what goes on with him. He's going to be on. Smoking Jim Frazier, my co-host, of course, will be on. It's a live call-in show. And also Claudio Rosano and Luther Dupree from the Boxing Authorities and Steel City Sports World. And we're having what's called a mid-year sports review show. We're going to talk about the Steelers, Pirates, Penguins, what went wrong with the Pens, what's going wrong currently with the Pirates, the Steelers and their new GM Omar Khan. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. The NFL draft, who we thought the Steelers could have, should have, or would have picked. We'll see from there. The Deontay Johnson situation with the Steelers. The Pirates, their pitching situation, they're the up and down roller coaster, the Pens bowing out in the first round of playoffs. Lots to talk about, but your phone calls as well. It's also going to be a live call-in show, 412-231-2288. If you live in Allegheny County, you can catch it on Comcast 21 and Verizon 47. If you live outside of Allegheny County, you can catch it live anytime on PCTV's Facebook page as well. So make sure you tune into that. Also, I will be live at 4:15 with The Way I See It. I'm doing the taping. My guests, Dave Finoli and Chris Fletcher, will be on with me by phone. Authors. There are also guys who have radio shows. They've done some sports shows in the past. Very good gurus at sports. We're going to have them on to talk about some of their what they're up to these days. The new Dave Finoli has a new book out. So we're going to see how that works out. And don't forget Thursday night after my show at 6 o'clock. It'll be from 6 to 7. At 8 o'clock, Blog Talk Radio, 347-205-9631. It'll be myself and Smokin' Jim Frazier and Mark Mancini, the Black and Gold Sports Podcast. And we can talk some more about the Pittsburgh sports and what's going on here in Pittsburgh as well. I am Ralph Williams. This has been Mauler pregame for Game 7 tomorrow. I will see you after the game with Mauler's postgame. We'll discuss the game itself and what has happened to the Maulers for the game. I think they're going to get blown out. That's my opinion. Birmingham has too much talent. The Maulers, they're quitting on their coach. They have no idea how to conduct or do anything. They make too many mistakes. I don't think they're going to win tomorrow, and they're going to be 1-6 as we come into almost the last game of the year coming up next week. And then the playoffs for the USFL will be conducted in Canton, Ohio at the NFL Hall of Fame. Now, if you want to see the playoffs, I know the Maulers are not part of that, but if you want to see the playoffs, just zip across the Ohio Turnpike, and you could see, or Interstate 80, and you could see the playoff game, championship game, all coming up at the Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio. I am Ralph Williams. This has been Mauler Pregame and Talk. I will talk with you tomorrow afternoon, right after the Mauler game, right here live on Facebook and YouTube. Pittsburgh's Forgotten Son. I'm on my way. So good night and have a great one. Thank you. And be safe.